Okay, back for our final full segment here on OpenLine tonight. And as we mentioned, Earl Jordan continues on with us here, and we have two more guests, kind of rotating chairs tonight with our guests. But Tiffany Fowler is here tonight, and we've got a little bit of a positive spin on this story, a tragic story, but some closure for you. And also Bishop-elect Marcus Campbell is a pastor out of Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church. I said that correctly, I hope.
Sir.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You are helping Earl with this project, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
How'd you get involved?
Knew Earl since high school.
Yeah.
Always been like a mentor to me.
He's the older one though, right?
Yes.
So you were a senior when he was a freshman, is that
Yes,
right?
I was a senior.
Yeah, he was an awesome basketball player, and I watched him with my granny on the news, followed him with the Partners in the Struggle when he first started, and I thought that was awesome what he was doing. And once I become the pastor, me and him got reconnected again, and I wanted to be a part of that. And my drive for it is just seeing the hurt, the disbelief in the mothers, their pain, and then also from where I come from. I had always been a pastor, and always been a good guy. You know, I was one of those little boys that was wreaking havoc in Nashville.
On the wrong path.
Yes, sir. And so I wanted to be a part of the solution instead of being part of the problem. And
How did you get on the right path?
I had a praying grandmother that believed in me when nobody else did, and she just knew that with God answering her prayers that I would turn my life around. And that's what happened to me probably about 14 years ago. And I've been pastoring now for 9 years. I never would have thought I'd been pastoring a church that was right next door to my grandmother's house.
It's funny how life works out. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So Tiffany Fowler is here. Her son Gilbert was killed just last November, 24 years old. He was shot. This happened in Bordeaux on Lund Drive. His body was found by the passenger side door of a car, right?
Correct.
What was that like? How did you find out?
I was at work, and I don't really remember. I remember someone called my boss, and I knew something was wrong instantly. I knew it was, at first initially I thought it maybe was something wrong with my sisters, because I had just spoke to my oldest son, and I was like, surely if something was wrong with one of my boys, he would have known. So I remember vaguely, that incident. But my sister, when I came, evidently I fell out. And my sisters, when I came to, my sisters were coming toward me. So I automatically knew something was wrong with one of my boys. And when I asked them which one, and they told me it was Gilbert. And that's all I can remember. Yeah. I was still just going through the ropes of, I just lost my mom in September. So
a lot of pain and grief and emotion, just it's overwhelming.
Correct. It was like it opened up right back again 62 days later.
Wow. On the positive side, this has been solved, right?
Yes, they've caught the person, yes.
They've caught the person. Were you concerned for the months following? I mean, after you kind of get yourself together, obviously your focus turns to who did this and why.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And what happened in the immediate months when, as the days went by and nothing?
Well, it was relief when they had found the person and arrested him, but I still have not got my answer to the question I have been having from the beginning. Why? When we went to court, he thought it was funny. He's in the courtroom laughing. And my initially when they arrested him, my heart went out to him, because I was saying he's just 18 years old. He's someone's son. My heart went out especially to his mother and his parents, all his love, because he's just a baby. But the fact that he sat up in there and laughed and thought it was funny.
Why do you think that is? What do you think that was his mechanism of trying to deal with it? Because inside everyone there's a little bit of good in there.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Right.
Which it just always amazes me when you see someone like that facing some, serious time, and the weight of having murdered another person.
Correct. Yeah.
And to put you through that, tell me a little bit about this project, and you saw some of the other moms here. their son's cases are not solved. What do you say?
My advice to them: don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Keep pushing. Do not be quiet. Just keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep asking questions. Don't give up.
How important are the involvement of men like these?
Oh, these are 18. I mean, it's been hard, but especially with Mr. Earl, I mean, it's been times I want to give up. He said, "Come on, Tiffany, you got to get up out of that bed. You got to keep moving." But
Yeah. There's times you just don't want to get up out of bed.
No, because Gilbert was my middle child, a single parent, and Gilbert was my, every child, every parent. I'm not going to. This may be bad to say,
Right.
but every parent has a good child, and Gilbert was my good one. So,
Yeah.
but he worked hard, and I asked him one time, "Gilbert, why are you working 2 jobs?" He said, "Mama, you told us if we want something out of life, we need to work for it." And he wanted a house by the time he turned 25, and he's not even here to do it.
Yeah. We're sorry for your loss, but we appreciate you being here because this is important for people to see. This is the real thing. This is the real pain that people have gone through. What can we all do as a community? I mean, and we talked a little bit before about the faith-based community and their involvement with the police and everyone reaching out. What can we do?
Everybody need to be a piece of the puzzle. Takes everybody to work together collectively to help curb some of this senseless violence anyway. When they came over one time, I talked about never lose your voice. We're so thankful for the media. You give them an opportunity to not to lose their voice. And as long as they have that platform to speak out and keep hope alive, somebody might just call in and say, "Hey, you know what? I feel like I'm going to talk." And that's the main thing. Everybody needs to keep their voice.
And I can tell you, we hear a lot from viewers saying, "I'm tired of seeing bad news, bad news, bad news." And, yes, we're going to report serious crimes because everyone needs to know about them. And it's unfortunate, but we're going to report it. But we also want to report the good stuff. And we try our best, but we need to hear from the community, too. We're out there as much as we can, but let us know when there are, great groups and organizations doing really positive things. We want to be there to show that, we can't put up with this as a community. And you've been on the news sometimes more than me, Earl, but sometimes it's not always great, but a lot of times it's a very positive program.
It's awareness. I mean, this is what it is. It's awareness, and if we can keep it there, and we can place it here, I think we'll get some answers. I know we will, and other people is going to get involved. It may be someone from the Justice Department, different things. We're having a conversation about people not wanting to say anything.
Yeah, why do you think this is the kind of recurring theme tonight? Is there's a lot of information out there, but there's an underlying fear of people stepping up and speaking out and doing the right thing.
Well, for me, I mean, I understand that mentality, but as Nidra said, I mean, you got a conscience, and when we pray for the murderers as well, because they got a conscience, and eventually, if you did something this horrible, you lay down at night, and that's when God works to me. When you laying in your bed and you sleeping, so it's gonna come, and I tell our families all the time, it might not come when we want it, but it's gonna come. We just gotta stay in the fight.
Yeah.
Gotta stay in the fight.
All right, real quick before our final break, we've got about 50 seconds. I want to go to the phone and take Jackie. Hi, Jackie, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jackie Shepherd, and next month it'll be 9 years from my brother, which was brutally murdered in the North Nashville area off of 15th Avenue North.
Yeah.
And his murder is not solved yet.
What was his name?
His name was Frederick Martin.
It's Frederick Martin. Okay, and you said when did that happen?
It happened 2006 in April.
April of 2006.
Yes, sir.
Any persons of interest, any leads at all?
Yes, we had leads. If they were stating that a guy named Dirty Red was the one that supposedly had cut his throat. Mm-hmm. And it took years for us to find out what his real name was, and they were told that his real name is Timothy Davis.
Okay.
if they question him or ask him any question about this, I don't know. But
Right.
I
Well-
just happened to see this on TV, and it just struck a bone.
Jackie, thank you. We got to take a break, but hopefully getting the name out there in the case. Someone, again, it's all about exposure. We appreciate it. Good luck to you. We're going to take a quick break and have some information for you after this.